Well, there's a lot of fans out there of the Trailer Park Boys. What is it like being a character on that show, which, by the way, has just been brought back, and proof that there's a tremendous fan audience out there for this particular show?
It's a lot of fun. I won't lie to you. As a minor character, I don't get immediately recognized, so I have a lot of encounters where people think it's me, but they're not sure if it's me, and I generally try and have a little fun with them.
Sam, I asked you before, leading up to this interview, just for a little bit of background on you. And again, people always wonder, how does a guy get into acting? How would he get into the Trailer Park Boys? So you sent me a little bio. You're a graduate of Wilfrid Laurier University. You went to Teachers College in North Bay at Nipissing. Went on to teach art history and phys ed in Northern Ontario, Sandy Lake, a native reserve, and then downtown in Toronto, supplying for the Etobicoke Board before teaching ESL in Hamilton. Then you moved to Halifax in 1998 to be near your children, and after your wife and you split up. You ended up working at Sparkling Spring Water as a distribution manager, where Randy, who plays Pat Roach, was your boss, and Ricky / Rob Wells was one of your drivers. Ricky and I were close. You're saying you were close to getting in a brawl in a local pub, and he thought it was funny the way it was handled and asked you to be in his movie. The movie won the top comedy award in the Atlantic Film Festival. With a little tweaking, became the Trailer Park Boys that everyone knows. That is one of those true stories about karma, circumstance, whatever, how this whole thing happened.
Yeah, it was totally right place at the right time. Like I said, Rob or Ricky just asked me after the encounter, he says, have you ever done any acting? And I said, well, I've been a teacher, I've been a salesman. If that's not acting, I don't know what is. So then he offered me a part in the show, or in his original movie for the Atlantic Film Festival, and I went down. You'll notice Bubbles wasn't even in that as Bubbles, but he was in that. He was the sound guy in that show. And I guess once they pitched the show and Bubbles started showing his character that he invented himself to the producers and directors and everyone else, they wrote him into the show, and he became the star, no question.
This is pure Canadiana. I'm thinking, like, if SCTV was still on there, they'd have a hoot with this type of show. But that in itself, the fact that it's being brought back, just shows that the legacy of what the Trailer Park Boys means. My son watches this constantly. Andrew Tiziak is our producer. He's a fan of the show. I mean, it's very rare that you can have a show that has this much kind of traction, and not only that, when it goes off the air, it comes back again because there's such a demand for it.
Well, the demand is absolutely there, particularly around the world. The boys have done a tour out in Australia. They did tours in the United Kingdom and in Ireland, and I guess they were selling out all the shows, and people are really happy to see them. So they went out of their way, and they actually purchased the show. They acquired the rights to the show from the original producers and brought it back for the fans.
And are you at the point now where you're starting to shoot again, or is the principal shooting going to begin again? When is it going to start to air so people can get to see it again?
I can't tell you exactly when it's going to air. I won't lie down that. But I am going back to Halifax next week to start shooting. I can't tell you that much.
Where are you in Halifax? Are people just, I guess you're just shooting on the streets or wherever you do your location shots. Does it draw a large crowd?
People hear about it and come out to watch, but they're so respectful out there that they've never really been an issue as far as the crowds go.
Your character is called the Caveman. You live with Barb Lay, who's one of the owners of the owner of the trailer park, and you're always feuding with the Trailer Park Boys. Is that just a hoot?
Absolutely. The guys are so much fun, and they're so talented to begin with. J-Rock is like the funniest man in the world, and the boys themselves are very, very funny and come up with a lot of this craziness that you see as they write the show as well. I don't know what else to tell you. It's fun to do. Well, after they offered me the very first movie that I did as a volunteer, I said, hey, anytime you guys need me, I would volunteer to do it. It's that much fun.
How much of it is direct script writing, and how much of it is just free-flowing, just stuff on the spot in terms of the dialogue?
Everything is scripted. And then Clattenburg was a master of just changing it and saying, okay, now make it your own. Do it your own way, use your own words, but basically keep the same storyline with what we're trying to accomplish. And then it just seems to be more natural for people that aren't professional actors like myself.